the phone with someone or you're in a shop with someone and you don't care if that person's going to be a good client or not, right? You just want to make the sale. Whereas closing, there's a part of qualifying that person to be, is that person qualified to be your customer? Is that person qualified to work with this program?
Yes, how do you really differentiate closing and sales?
So for me, the biggest difference between closing and sales is that if you're in sales, you don't care who your client is. Whereas if you're closing, one of the number one things you're doing is qualifying your client to the product, as opposed to trying to get the product into the client's throat, right? So when I was doing sales, if the person on the other end of the phone needs the product or not, or is a good fit for the product or not, or whatever, it doesn't matter, just sell it. Right? There's no pre-qualifying of the actual customer, client, or person you're selling to, right?
Okay, when it comes to sales.
When it comes to sales, that's what it is, right? It's like, you know, you're on the phone with someone or you're in a shop with someone and you don't care if that person's going to be a good client or not, right? You just want to make the sale. Whereas closing, there's a part of qualifying that person to be, is that person qualified to be your customer? Is that person qualified to work with this program? Is that person qualified to be, because like at the end of the day, as a closer, you know, you can convince anyone to do anything, right?
Right, yeah.
That's what we're good at, right?
Correct.
But I'm not going to convince you to do something that's actually not going to help you, because I know that at the end of the day, that's not the energy we want to bring into a business.
So that's how you say qualifying is more important when it comes to closing.
Yeah. I've never heard of any sales job where you qualify your client before. You know, when I used to work in sales, it was never like, you know, see if this person actually needs it. It was just like get the most numbers possible, right?
Okay. Suppose if you think that this person is not for your program, is not fitting for your program or for your product, anything, then on upfront you try to disqualify.
Yeah, you just don't go into the pitch. Right, and that's what we say as a joke. You know, your pitch are like your tits. You don't show them to everyone, right?
Right.
You only like the people that are qualified.
Correct.
Because if you don't have the qualified person in front of you, first of all, you're never going to close. You're wasting your energy. Your energy is the most important thing as a closer.
Yeah.
Second of all, even if you do manage to convince that person to come in, you can't change someone's life in a 45-minute to 1 hour phone call.
Correct.
Right? You can, but you can't undo 30 years of conditioning in 45 minutes.
Exactly.
If that person isn't fit for the program, even if you convince them at that moment to give you a couple $1,000s to be in, they're just gonna suffer. They're gonna be shit students. They're gonna be shit coachees.
Correct.
They're gonna be they're not qualified to have been closed. As a closer, it's as difficult to disqualify someone as it is to sell, you know what I mean? Because you also get hungry for the money yourself, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's a very, very delicate balance as a closer to know who is the right fit for this product, and that's your number one role as a closer.
Exactly. There's the one saying, if we keep one bad apple in a box, it will spoil entire good apple.
Exactly. So if I'm not doing a very good closing job and I'm doing more of a sales job and I'm selling, let's say, I don't know, like a coaching program for people to learn how to run their YouTube channel, right?
Exactly.
And then I close someone that has a very bad mindset, that person's going to come into that community or into that space and they're just going to poison everyone with negativity.
Right.
Whereas in sales, no one gives that's anyway, and the sales positions that I worked in, it's just like get the product, get the money. Get the product out, get the money in.
They try to push it.
Right, exactly. Or, you know, like car salespeople, you know, they don't really like, are you good? Do we want you driving our Toyota? Are you the right person we want representing our Toyota and our brand? No! Like, you know, so that's, I guess, the big difference.
Great.